Hello everyone, and yes, happy birthday to us here at Governminute. 4 years ago, well, 4 years and 2 days ago, we posted our first video. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to look back a little. We're going to talk about how the channel started, what certain things mean, and we'll look back at that very first great, well done, well produced video, or at least part of it. Governminute starts right now. Happy birthday! Hello Raindrops, welcome back to Governminute, Minutes That Matter. This is Mr. A welcoming you to another edition of Governminute, slightly different than the normal. We're going to look backwards a little bit. We're going to look back at the beginning of Governminute. 4 years and 2 days ago, this channel put on its first video. It wasn't exactly riveting, but it was the beginning of what I hoped would be a channel that would inform people of our government. Not the one we have, but the one we're supposed to have, the one our founding fathers came up with. So that was the whole purpose of this channel. 4 years and 2 days since Governminute started back on November 17th, 2020. Using a pawn shop bought Sony camcorder, here's a little bit of how that looked. Hi and welcome to Governminute, Minutes That Matter. I'm Mr. A, certified by the state of Texas to teach economics, history, and government. When people start talking about government, do you get confused? Do your eyes glaze over and wonder what in the world they're talking about? Terms and sessions and filibuster and cloture and vetoes and overrides? Did you think the Electoral College had a football team? If so, then Governminute is the place for you. And welcome back to the present. Since then, 1,463 days later, we have posted 87 videos, 22 shorts, and 19 community posts. So 139 total items dropped on the channel. That averages, if my math is right, one item every 10 and a half days. Now, I should have done more. I should have posted more regularly. Not too bad, but I should have done more. Between 2 jobs, 4 kids still at the house back at that time. We're down to 2 now, but 4 kids back in the day. 2 health issues, one which was potentially deadly. And the birth of 2 grandchildren. That's what I could do. That's what I could do, and that's what I did. But now, with the help of my son Joseph, who is now editing my videos, which probably takes the longest amount of time, I'll be posting more regularly, more consistently, and I hope you'll come back for more and more information about our government and how our government today does not live up to what our founding fathers envisioned. I started Governminute because I was teaching homeschoolers. I taught government at the local high school for about 12 years, and I loved every minute of it. I couldn't believe they paid me however little. I couldn't believe they paid me to talk about what I love to talk about. And election years were great. We watched the debates, we watched acceptance speeches, etc., etc. So it was really fun. I really, really loved it. Then the money just wasn't keeping up with the family, so I had to move into retail management, which I did for another, 11, 12 years. And then I just recently went back to school to teaching last academic year, 23-24. And so I'm enjoying it again. I'm not teaching government. I'm in a slightly different program, but I'm enjoying it again. And this gives me, Governminute allows me to teach what I love to teach. Now, I was teaching homeschoolers. We homeschool and have homeschooled all our children. And I offered government and economics, and some years it would make it, some years it'd be enough students for a class, some years it wouldn't. And I'd have parents tell me, I wish you'd teach us, I wish you could teach us. And I got to thinking, while I couldn't do a class for them, maybe this is something that more people wanted to know about, more people wanted to learn about. And so somehow, somewhere in the recesses in here, instead of Governminute came to my mind, and I thought that'd be a great title for a channel to help teach people about the government and about the way our founding fathers envisioned it and set it up in the Constitution, not how we have it today. And so that's the genesis of Governminute, and that's why I started it. We need people in this country. We need people in this country to know the way things are supposed to be, so that we can demand that from our elected leaders. Our elected leaders will get away with what they whatever they can. And a population that is uneducated and doesn't know the proper role and structure and size of government will never hold them accountable. So it's my hope that these videos, these lessons, will teach you or refresh your learning, and you will share them with family and friends, and that more people will learn and demand what we're supposed to have in this country, not what we have now. It's a mess, and we need to fix it. Hello, raindrops. Hello, raindrops. Hello, raindrops. Hello, raindrops. Yes, hello, raindrops. What does that mean? If you've never heard it, or don't know the origin of it, it was from Douglas Adams once said, "The single raindrop never feels responsible for the flood." When you think about it, a flood is billions of tiny raindrops all together, and they can do major things. They can do massive things. They can reroute rivers. They can tear down structures, uproot trees, mighty oaks. And so what I call my subscribers and the people who watch raindrops, because I want hundreds of millions of raindrops to know and demand constitutionalism in this country. Because a single raindrop by itself can't do much. A lot together can move mountains, literally. You know, I'm reminded back when I was in college taking a U.S. history course, and it said that the teacher or the professor said that estimates were that only about 25 to 30% of the colonists wanted a total separation from England. Only 25 to 30%. And so you don't need 50% plus one. You just need a determined group of, let's say, a quarter to a third of the country demanding something. And believe it or not, these bozos in Washington will listen. This video is dedicated to the glory of God who blessed this land. Yes, I dedicate every video, almost every video, I think I've forgotten once or twice, but to the glory of God who did bless this land. America has been blessed beyond measure. America has been founded upon Judeo-Christian principles, and for most of her history has done the best job in the world, not always living up to them totally, but the best job in the world of living up to those Judeo-Christian principles. And I think my own personal view, my own personal opinion, is that as we've turned from God, in acknowledging our blessings, in acknowledging His hand in our establishment and in our survival, that as we've turned from Him, things are going worse and worse. And so I think we shouldn't dedicate just these videos, to the glory of God, because He did bless this land. I think we need to turn back as a nation, as a people, turn back to God and seek His forgiveness and seek His providence in maintaining the last best hope on earth, the United States of America. I do hope you will pay attention, because there will be a test. There will be a test the next election. I always advise my viewers to pay attention, because there will be a test at the next election. Every election we have a choice to, sometimes not great choices, but we do have a choice in picking candidates that are closer to what was intended by our founding fathers or further. So as you pay attention to these lessons, as you pay attention to these, the structures and the powers and lack of powers that our national government has, every election there's a test. Are you passing it by voting for that candidate or that party that will get us closer to where we should be? I will tell you right now, both parties, as they stand, as far as recent history goes, both parties have done a poor job of maintaining constitutionalism. Our parties are election-oriented rather than issue-oriented. And so they will not die on the hill of the Constitution, but we need people who will live and die, politically speaking, for the Constitution. We know that some people have died for the Constitution, literally, not politically, but literally. The graves at Arlington National Cemetery and national cemeteries all over this country and all over the world. Men and women who have died defending these freedoms, who died believing in this enough to make the ultimate sacrifice. And so when I say, I hope you paid attention because there will be a test at the next election, it is to see whether we are going to go back to what we should be, not what we are, not giving in to our weaker impulses, but standing up for something greater than ourselves, standing up for something greater than the here and now, standing up for something that will last for our children and our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren. We've all had the glory years of America, and together we can make American glory years again by being just, by being principled, and by being true to the Constitution. There are ways to change the Constitution. That's the only way our government should be changed. It's called the amendment process. This is Mr. A reminding you that we the people are the government. And I also remind my viewers every video that we the people are the government. That's how our Constitution begins. We the people do ordain and establish the Constitution. We say what goes. We say what you're going to do, Mr. President, Mr. or Madam Vice President, Mr. Senator, Madam Senator, Mr. Representative, Madam Representative. We're your boss. We the people are the government. Too many people don't understand that or don't remember it or never knew it. We need to be reminded that we are the boss and these people work for us. I'll bet you anything, you could go to your local mall, if they're still around. You can go to your local mall and you could ask 100 people, average people, where do rights come from? And I bet the vast majority, somewhere in the 85 to 90% range, would probably say from the government. And that is not the case. Our Declaration of Independence said your rights come from your creator, and it's government's job to protect those rights, nothing else. And so that's why I remind people every video that we, the people, are the government. As of November 17th, there are 281 subscribers. Will you make it more? But I want to thank those 281 subscribers, some who've been with me from the very beginning, my former coworkers, my family, of course, and all those friends who signed up initially. Thank you so much for sticking with me, for being subscribed, and for watching. And for the thousands of y'all that have come by to watch and have not subscribed, I ask you to subscribe, please. But thank you for coming by anyway. Thank you for coming by and checking out the channel, checking out the videos, the lessons, because that's what it's going to take. We need more people to know this. And so I ask you to share with your family, your friends, your colleagues, your contacts on social media, because that's the only way these people in Washington are going to behave. Our way of life is dependent on a populace that knows the limits, structure, power, and lack of power, or limits on the power of the government. Government is here to ensure equality of opportunity, not outcome. Opportunity, not outcome. We are not a democracy. We are a republic. As Benjamin Franklin once remarked, a republic if you can keep it. Which means that we Americans must stay informed. We must stay engaged. We must stay on top of these people in Washington, keep them on their toes and responsive to the American people. That's the only way it'll happen. I'm trying my best to make that happen. I humbly ask for your help. I thank you for your support, and I appreciate you taking the time to reminisce a little and understand what Governminute is all about. As always, this video is dedicated to the glory of God who blessed this land. This is Mr. A reminding you that we the people are the government. And don't forget, there will be a test at the next election, so I hope you paid attention. Thank you so much again. We'll see you next time.